A very good morning to all my subscribers, my viewers, the obedient family. Thank you for joining me this morning. Now, silent criminality and fraud and corruption going on under this administration from some of their ministers and all that. And I'm going to be showing you evidences to that today so that you can actually see there is serious haste going on. And is it strange? No, it is not strange to some of us because we actually saw it coming. I've said this times without number. The number one person in the seat of power determines what happens under. If you are not corrupt, you will have people that are not corrupt. If you are corrupt, you will have corrupt, flooded people in your system. And because of that, you will have so much issues. We've been seeing the people go through difficult times while a lot of manipulations of finance is going up there, and they are making themselves rich, increasing their wealth, silently stealing, doing a lot of things, padding the budget, carrying irrelevancies and hitting there just to be able to steal money. And so much is going on down here. People are suffering. They say the dollar has come down actually to 1,200 and something, and up till now the cost of goods are not coming down. Instead, they are skyrocketing. They are increasing. The only thing that I know that yesterday, officially, I don't know how authentic it is, was Indomie that said they have reduced the cost of their own products. Apart from that, go to the market. The dollar is coming down. The naira is gaining value, is appreciating, and then the cost of goods are going higher. Why would things be happening like this? Is because there are bodies that are supposed to regulate this thing, but they are not working. All they do is to collect bribe, eat the bribe, and then allow the market forces become the one to determine what price they are selling at. That is why you go to the market. This one will sell at a different price. This one will sell at a different price. And then things are becoming more difficult for the people. It's expected that as, the naira appreciates and all that, that the cost of goods or cost of living will go down. But because of criminality, there is nothing criminality can actually do. There's nothing, a government that is littered with people that don't have the mind for the people will actually do to aid the people. I'm going to be showing you that video, but before I do that, let me quickly throw in what our very own daily Farotimi said, and then we'll come back and continue. Please watch.
Like pashas, they are living the lives of kings and princes, but the people themselves are deliberately impoverished. So it is not out of place to compare Nigeria to that place that was described as consuming its inhabitants, because Nigeria is cannibalistic in the extreme. In recent days, you've heard the story of Okwama, where the soldiers were murdered by a few, and where the soldiers went back with reprisal attacks and leveled almost an entire community, killing indiscriminately. Lekki Toll Gate and the massacre that took place there in October 2020 is another good example of what we have become as a people. Earlier in the year, we were talking about Bokos in Plateau State, where people were killed on Christmas Day like flies. Nigeria is the only place where you find the government talking about repentant terrorists and absorbing them into the army. Nigeria is the only place that will be as rich as it is, and you see people desperately scooping hot food off boiling cauldrons, packing rice with sand. This is the country where the rulers were hiding palliatives meant for people during COVID. Everything about Nigeria is suggestive of the country that the spies entered, where it consumes, it devours. Those are the words. It devours. It is a land that devours its inhabitants. It is instructive that it is this same country that could not find 5 billion for the student loan scheme, that they are busy buying 160 million naira jeep. They are praying billions into private accounts. You have people who should be in jail, rotting in prison cells, presiding over the affairs of the country. And
you've seen it, right? Now, I love the authenticness. I love the fact that this man comes out and speaks without fear of evil. I love the fact that he's very open and he says it exactly the way it is. He nails it on the head. And anybody that knows the present Nigeria will understand that, yes, what he's saying is just the truth. In the 36th state, there is only one man that is being hailed as a governor and all that. There are so many things happening. so many things. And whenever you see all these things happening, you get to know clearly that these people don't have the people at heart. They don't care about what the people pass through. I for the past few days I've been hammering on governors. Yes. And I know why I keep hammering on governors. Because the truth is, no matter how bad we say the federal level is, yes, there are allocations that go to states. And these allocations, if used properly, can change the life of Nigerians, can change the life of people of those states. If properly used. A lot of people say, hey, Alex Otti is planning to borrow money. As far as he's borrowing that money and bringing in infrastructure, they will have money to pay back. And they will have surplus. Because the more those things keep coming, the more jobs are being opened, the more a lot of people, criminality stops. I keep saying it. And now they are trying to manipulate. Both at the federal and the state, you just see junks everywhere. CBN pressing, borrowing, pressing this thing so that Naira can appreciate. Yes, I love the fact that they are trying to make, quickly do this thing. But this is the time, as they don't start, they suppress this thing, they borrow money, they suppress them. This is the time for us to go into production. For a long-term plan. So that we can actually start exporting properly. We have what we are exporting, yes, but it's too small. We need to export more. As they have carried out a plan that is just momentary, it's time to start looking for a plan that will last. But no, you have people that just want to steal the Commonwealth. That is why you see that in a budget, you see some frivolities that has huge amount of money connected to them. Renovation of this, renovation of buying of cars, buying of this thing. When these things are supposed to be, they're supposed to pay attention and push it towards production. Pilgrims are going for pilgrimage. Whatever it is, the government is carrying billions of naira and putting in it. 20-something billion. And for full education, it's 5 billion. Full education loan, 5 billion. It tells you so much about the government. But let me expose what is happening here. And then I come back and we'll wrap it up.
You know this guy? I bet you don't. Because I don't too. Well, that is the Minister for Transportation, Senator Alhaji Saidu Alkali. He was appointed by the president last year. And you know what? He has been one of the most dormant ministers in this administration. But last week, he surprised everyone when he announced that he signed an MOU with a company in the UK. So for the construction of, I think, Calabar, TINUBU, Port Harcourt Railway Traction. The name of the company is MPH Rail Development Limited, registered by one Mr. Andrew Jason, a British citizen in the UK. Anyway, we check out the name of the company and it was discovered that actually the company was registered in 2019. And since then, the company has been dormant. And in fact, the UK government has threatened to disregister the company twice in the space of 5 years. So this is strange. However, that was not all. When we checked the activities of the company, we discovered that, number one, the company has never handled any rail construction work in any country of the world before. Number two, the company is barely 5 years old with no track record of any activity. Number three, the net asset of this whole company is, guess what, £100. And the striking thing is that they employed 4 Nigerians directors in the space of 6 months. The question we are asking is, how were they vetted? What was the criteria for them to have signed an MOU with Nigeria? What is their work experience? And why did they employ 4 notable Nigerians as directors in the space of 6 months? Was it just for this job? Do you know the most interesting thing? The CEO of the company, Mr. Andrew Jason, has already written on a LinkedIn page that they are already working on our railway system in Nigeria. And on Thursday, something striking happened. Mr. Ikufuriji Adeyemi resigned as the director in the company. However, the ministry came out yesterday with a statement. Guess what is in the statement? Guess right. A whole lot of nonsense. This whole contract scheme is a scam. from the beginning to the end. And we want well-meaning Nigerians to see it as it is and fight against this light robbery.
Now you've seen it, right? The basic truth. This is what is happening. These are the things that you see and you say, oh, the people are going to pass through hell. In a country where everybody does, once you are rich and wealthy, there are no laws controlling you. And that is why you see anything goes. The naira is gaining value, and then cost of goods, boom, at the top. Look at the haste that is happening. Manipulations on the ground. Everybody trying to steal his own. That is why I told you. I said that is why even all these loan scheme, all these things, at the end of the day, they don't work. And these things are deliberately put in there so that they can actually steal. Because how will you tell me that people are going through suffer, and then you wake up one morning and say, okay, you're going to give them 25,000 naira for 6 months? What form of solution is that? It doesn't even deal with it. It's not even a temporary solution. So in a family of 6, you give them 25,000. At the end of the day, nobody gets the 25,000, only a few. And then the rest will go to their pockets. That's why they come up with shadow solutions, so that they can use that million to steal. Because they don't have, there is no plan whatsoever. You woke up one morning and you came up to the podium. The moment they were swearing you it, and you shouted, subsidy is gone. And now you are using huge amount of money to subsidize. Confusion everywhere. No cut out plan to help the people. You are saying loan scheme, student loan scheme. You were the one, or your government was the one that carried it to. You went there. You came back and say the Senate, the photocopy Senate, that Kenneth Okonkwo called them. He said they looked at it and they gave it a pass. You went back and you saw that this thing is not achievable. You wrote another one, you brought it, and they gave it a pass. Crookedness happening in the system, round and around. And at the end of the day, no cutout plan. So what they do there is, when we give you a position, smartly thief. You are not going to be, if you are not caught, you are not in trouble. Tomorrow now, allocation comes to the ministry. You see that they will start doing the sharing formula. You sit down and look at what is happening in this system, and you think that these people are planning renewed hope. It's hopelessness. Because they don't really care about the masses. That is why I'm hammering on the state governors. Edo people, please. Please, I just got to take beg una. Una don't too nice. You guys used to always support the right thing. And that is why it is good for you to have somebody that will really care about you guys. If you don't date Bini before, you will know how frustrating it is to be there sometimes. Get the right person in that seat of power this time around, so that we can start enjoying the dividends of good governance. Because it's important. Very important. Don't allow the tussle create a space for the enemy to come in. He said, when the hedge is broken, the serpent will bite. Enugu is an example. Let us be very careful. I'm going to drop this here, man. Please drop your comments below. Really love to hear from you. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I will drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. I'm obedient and I'm useful. I hope you are. Fingers crossed. Let's keep holding them responsible and see how it pans out. God bless you. I'll see you next time.